Well, take a bow, son. I mean that, take a bow.
So Chelsea vs Leicester today, it's a big chance for us to get some of our confidence back. Obviously it's a quarter-final, so if we win this, we go into the semis of the FA Cup, and it's a big chance to win a trophy. Now, I think if there wasn't an upcoming international break, that Conte would probably rest a few players, because I think he said yesterday it's not important if we win it. I think for him the priority is getting into the Champions League, as it is for the club. I personally, as a fan as well, don't feel like the FA Cup is actually as valuable as it used to be. I think they need to. I think that the only way it's going to be brought back as considered a major trophy by the majority is if they introduce some sort of, I don't know, if you win it you qualify for the Champions League or something, because if you finish, say, 6th but you win the FA Cup, it's not considered a good season. Whereas if you finish 4th, because of the financial gain through the Champions League, it's looked upon far more positively to finish 4th. So I think if it was if there wasn't an international break coming up, then Conte would probably rest some players. But luckily there is a break, so we can actually play our best players and hopefully progress. I would personally like to see Morata start. I just don't see the point of spending all this money on one player and not even giving him the chances to get back some of that confidence and to pay back some of the money. Obviously, he started the season really well. He didn't start against Barcelona. When he came on, he was just didn't do anything. It's quite embarrassing as a club as well, you know, that we spent all this money on Morata. We had Batshuayi on the bench, who also cost 35 million or something. We've loaned out Batshuayi. He's obviously scoring at Dortmund and looking like a good striker. We've then got Morata on the bench, who is then being dropped for either Hazard as a false 9 or Olivier Giroud, who cost like 15 million from Arsenal when he wasn't even playing at Arsenal. Not that Giroud's a bad player, but he's also not amazing. He's not elite. He's not top quality. Morata should be starting all these games, and I know the main problem for him is his physicality, and he gets pushed around a lot. He's not going to learn off the bench. He's not going to learn sitting on the bench. He needs to be out there. He needs to get a feel for the type of teams he's going to be playing for, and hopefully he improves in the summer. So I'd like to see Morata start. I hope Christensen starts as well, because I know he's had some bad. Well, he's not. I don't say he's had bad games. It's just he's been making odd mistakes. But the guy's only 21 years old, and all the Chelsea fans before the season were desperate for him to return, like desperate because of how well he was doing and the potential he showed. But he makes a couple of odd mistakes, which he's going to make. We all knew he was going to make these mistakes, and some people are saying, oh yeah, he's just not the player we thought he was. It's absolutely nonsense. He's an absolutely fantastic centre-back for his age. He's a great centre-back anyway, and regardless of age, and he's going to be probably a world-class centre-back, whether that's at Chelsea or elsewhere. So hopefully he starts. I'm not sure on Fabregas at the moment. I'm not sure I genuinely don't know who to pair Conte with at the moment. Conte was absolutely magnificent against Barcelona across both the legs, considering how we were playing, and we need to get him a proper centre mid partner if he's going to stay. He just does all the work. I love Fabregas, and he's one of the best passers I've seen in the Premier League. But he seems to have lost his legs a little bit, and he couldn't afford to do that because he's never been quick anyway. I don't know, he just doesn't. He looks like a bench. He's starting to look like a bit more of a bench player. I am hoping he gets revitalised when we get a new manager, assuming Conte goes. But I don't know. Maybe last season Conte was right in playing him off the bench. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if to play Fabregas or to play Bakayoko now he looks back fit, or Drinkwater. I don't think either of them offer much at the moment. Fabregas is obviously more attacking in terms of his creativity. Bakayoko he looks like a championship player to me from this season, and Drinkwater is just absolutely bang average. You know you're going to get from him, and it's not very much. So it's a sad state of affairs. I'd also like to see Zappacosta start as well. I think Moses has been quite poor, and he offers nothing moving forward. So I'd like to think we would be able to dominate Leicester. We dominated Barcelona in the second half of the second leg. If Conte lets us off the leash like that in most games, then maybe we can get back to some sort of form and actually get top four. But we shall see. We'll probably go out and lose like 4-5-0. But yeah, that is Chelsea this season, isn't it? You just don't know what to expect.